So, hey guys, Chausu here, and yeah, this will be my 6 plus V2 Sanji showcase. I made 3 teams. V2 Sanji will be a sub on 2 of the teams. There are some reasons for this. The main reason is that the buff V2 Sanji got as captain is not as big as the buff that V2 Mihawk got. And by that I mean, it's not like the buff was bad, it's more like I already tried to beat like all new content with chain caps. So that means I basically beaten all content with V2 Sanji that I could. And when I was revisiting all content that I had trouble with, I still had trouble with this V2 Sanji. So yeah, I decided to focus on his abilities as a sub. I did make one new team with Sanji as a cap. But yeah, I do think his buff is most useful as a sub anyway. I know many people don't rate it that high, but I don't think you should sleep on it because being able to remove 10 turns of chain lock and decreased chain is pretty much unique. Basically, nothing does that. And even more so, like, even if there are units that exist that remove these debuffs, there are incredibly few units who can remove those debuffs and also give an offensive buff. And Sanji does a 2.25 times attack boost for fighters, which also means he's not locked to any color, as you'll see with these teams. So that's very cool and will have some use as a sub. So yeah, I have made 2 teams that showcases it. Both use Luffy Sanji as friend captain. It's the same reason both times, it's just to get around the hunger. And like in duo form, they also are a 5 times boosting captain, so nothing to complain about. For this team, I at least use V1 Snakeman as captain, that's pretty funny. I not used him as cap for a few months. But yeah, I feel comfortable using V1 Snakeman. I made many teams with him, mostly for Doffy 2. And yeah, of course, the main benefit of V1 Snakeman for this team is that you do get the ore boost for 2 stages. And he's also a fighter captain, and this Sanji does require a fighter as captain to work. That's probably the worst part of him right now, because most of the best fighter captains right now are like Sanji characters. Even if there are some good Luffy units as well and stuff like Bullet potentially. But yeah, we do need some better fighter captains for this Sanji to get better. But you've also used the new Yukimaru here. He's good to remove all the debuffs. We have the Treasure Map Recruit Chopper for some extra color affinity. And yeah, we'll use the Luffy Sanji for higher captain multiplier as well as the attack boost. And of course, V1 Snakeman to get an ore boost this stage and next stage. And yeah, we just need to hit 3 perfects blind, but yeah, it's fine, we have Mary, and Yukimaru gets the kill. So yeah, all good. And yeah, I think this is also an example that you don't have to think that you need a team full of fighters to use this Sanji. Like, of course, the main damage dealer you want when you burst, you'll be a fighter like the free-to-play Bullet in this case, who has the Bonafesta to change block warps. We have the Zoro just to remove the defensive effects. Also has the Prono support, so we get some extra damage from the Death Down conditional. And yeah, Sanji of course has the Onami support, so we get 2 turns of defense set to 0. So yeah, we just need to burst now. And yeah, the only important part here is to hit last with bullets. And yeah, got the kill. And yeah, it's also nice to have the 2-turn buff here since we keep the attack buff for the revive. I doubt we'd had trouble killing anyway, but like... yeah, it has uses for stuff like that. Like the 2 major buffs for V2 Sanji, like as a captain, is the fact that he now does a 2-turn attack boost and that he has a HP multiplier in his captain. But yeah, we have one more V2 Sanji as sub. And we're facing the Colo Okiku, which was the Luffy Sanji debut. So we used them as friend captain. Once again, this Colo was very restrictive, but I did very few teams against this. I think I only made one team that doesn't use a chain lock, because like when you see a decreased chain debuff, the first thing that comes to mind is, yeah, we need a chain lock here. But of course, it's not like you need a chain lock. It's just the easy solution. You can also just remove the decreased chain. But as I talked about earlier, there are very few good specials that removes chain. Like we see now in units like the new Kisuna King, for example, where Bandai basically makes a special where the only utility is removing chain stuff, and then also does an attack boost. And yeah, in my experience, such units don't really age super well. They are pretty niche. Like, if a unit, the main reason you bring a special that removes decreased chain, for example, it's if you get something more out of it, like removing a lot of other debuffs and such, like Korra, who removes like Bind, the Spear, Para, lots of stuff. Or like as I talked about here with V2 Sanji, where you do get that high attack buff too. So yeah, it actually makes sense to use him in some scenarios, and it's not like, oh, I bring this one single unit and all that unit does is remove decreased chain, because that's basically never worth it, in my opinion. But yeah, as I've been talking, we finally get to the meat of it. So yeah, the fun thing with this team is that we're basically going to use almost all specials here. And I think that's also another showcase for why this Sanji can see some actual use as a sub, because Sanji has so many amazing supports, so you have so many options, like both for adding extra damage and for adding utility. Like in the last video we used Donami for utility, and now we're going to use the Zap support for extra damage with the color affinity. So yeah, as you see, we used 4 specials here, and we're going to be very easy able to kill this. And yeah, last time I did Colo Okiku, I think I had the Sengoku then. I don't remember if I think it released around here. What I didn't have though was the support Tsuru. She's actually going to be very great, since she's the only support in the game that gives end of turn damage, and of course against resilience that's super good. So Sengoku will just give ore boost, change block slots, and give end of turn damage, and that just pairs perfectly with Sanji, who gives attack boost, color affinity with special with the support, and also remove the decreased chain. So that's like the optimal 2 special combo possible for this stage. So yeah, I enjoy being able to showcase that at least. Very easy kill. And yeah, we move on to one team that uses V2 Sanji as captain. And yeah, I wanted, like the stage I want to showcase it, like the content needed either some revive or something to make the 2-turn attack boost actually matter, or something that was very hard to survive, so the extra HP mattered. So I set along this carrot because Clash Carrot, or the Raid Carrot, has 2 variations of stage 4, and one variation has a revive. So having a 2-turn attack boost against a revive means it becomes a lot more consistent. You don't need 2 separate attack boosts to deal with that stage. So yeah. And yeah, I actually managed to bring in something new to this as well, because final stage of Raid Carrot has a 10-turn ship bind, very annoying. But this team actually has 2 units with ship bind limit break. It's the Summer Robin and the Quick Sengoku. So that means that when we get to final stage, we'll just ignore the ship bind. So in some way, this is the best team I made for this, since you can just ignore the final stage and it's an easy overkill too. So the only bad part of this is that stage 4 is minor orb RNG. Like, it's not really bad. Like, if we get ultra bad luck, we can just stall a turn, pretty sure. But yeah, basically we just need 1 matching orb and we'll be able to kill, since Sanji is a chain cap, only the units hitting last do any real damage, so even if only 1 unit has a matching orb, that unit will do most of the damage anyway. And yeah, this would be a good example of that. We only have one matching orb, but it's fine. So yeah, we're going to use Marco here. He's only here to remove paralysis. That's literally the only thing he does here. We use the Sanji. And yeah, Brook doesn't revive, so we can use the Snake Man right away. Snake Man is here to give us an orb boost final stage, because final stage you can only use 2 specials. So I want to use the Robin and 1 Sanji final stage, so we get the orb boost from Snake Man. But yeah, I'm going to move over to the second variation of stage 4. That's when Jinbei appears. And yeah, Jinbei does revive with full HP too. So Sanji's 2-turn attack boost is actually really good. And yeah, both Jinbei and Brook does a chain debuff too, so Sanji's special removes that, super good. Jinbei's variation does attack down, which Sengoku deals with, and we get an orb boost for this stage too. So it's just perfect synergy, because we use Sengoku, we get the extra damage needed to kill Jinbei, then Jinbei revives, we still have the attack boost, we use V1 Snake Man now, and now we set up so we get the orb boost final stage. So yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with this team. Like, this isn't the hardest content, but what matters to me in the end is the showcase, and I feel like this showcases the potential of Wito Sanja's captain. And yeah, as said, you can only use 2 specials here. Robin has the Sai Bonnie support, she gets her recovery orb. Robin removes the death up and gives recovery orb to everyone, so everybody has matching slot. Sanji for attack boost. Once again we have Seth support, so we get color affinity as well, but it's not needed because we kill Carrot before Sengoku attacks. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the showcase. I'll definitely be trying all the chain caps for all new content going forward as well. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.